I agree that that happens in some cases, but when you're trying to generalize that in a situation like this, most people who's calling out a groomer is totally against it and not doing that.
Natural body or a BBL? BBL. 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 Do you prefer natural bodies or BBL bodies?
Natural.
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 Do you think men prefer a natural body or a BBL? BBL. 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 Do you prefer natural bodies or BBL bodies?
Natural.
Natural. Natural.
Natural.
Natural.
Natural.
Exactly.
Okay, so that
Well, women, go
the
ahead.
interviewer asked the women, do you think men prefer a BBL or a natural body? And all the women from this clip said that they think men prefer BBL over natural. And
Yes.
then she asked the men, do you prefer BBLs or natural bodies? And all the men from this clip said that they prefer natural over
All.
BBL.
And the word all was
What
used correctly.
exactly is BBL supposed to be? I
Brazilian
haven't
butt
really.
Brazilian,
lift,
Brazilian
but
Okay.
butt lift, yeah.
it really encompasses any kind of body modifications.
Yeah, at this point, that's what it. Because even if they get boob lift, like now, like all of that is included in the package.
As
You get your
far as
boob lift, get your
yeah,
tummy tuck, get the ass. Take that because they take the fat from one part of the body and add it to their butt, and
all of that. So the
yes,
way it started off,
I haven't really liked that since they were popularizing it just by eating a whole bunch of mac and cheese and doing squats.
I'd be okay with that. I'm good with that. I mean, hopefully you
Yeah,
don't have no heart
if it comes
problems.
from that, I can get it. I'm more open to it.
Yeah.
yeah, same here.
So, but I mean, this
I
is an interesting dynamic, though. That's why I wanted to touch on it because I mean, there's a couple of different angles on this. So here's the twist on this. Okay, the flip on this. So the women were saying that men prefer BBLs, and the men were
yes.
saying that they prefer natural. But let's say these men don't even realize that the women having BBLs, and they're all attracted to the like the girl with
Nah.
the natural body walks by and they look past her and they look at the BBL body girl, not knowing that that girl had all kinds of work done.
Well, I think that potentially that could happen, but in most cases, it's visible because the average girl is not getting the undetectable. Like they're not paying the $50,000 for the one that's undetectable, and you've already got a nice body and just got a few enhancements if you got the cheap one and it looks like you never had any surgery. So uh, I would say that as far as men are concerned, like they in their mind they would definitely take natural because they probably felt like even the ones that they decided on that was not, they thought it was.
Yeah, so I'd agree. I think that men prefer natural because I do, but
Same here.
there's a but still there's a caveat with this because if you're looking for the girl with the what is it, the 36, 24, 38, whatever the hell those like perfect dimensions are
A
or
brick
whatever, and
house.
most women are not going to fit those dimensions, right? So the woman that does fit those dimensions is likely to have had some nowadays is
Yeah,
likely to have had some work done.
Uh, I,
but that's the thing.
I look at it this way: if they're at that level, whether they bought it or worked for it, that's just two different kinds of high maintenance.
Well, let me say this because I mean I think when you mention that Coke bottle, the 36, whatever the 34, whatever the dimensions are,
Say the Jessica
36,
Rabbit. Woo.
24. Well, I mean, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean there are a few guys that probably is like going out of their way to try to find that, which is in my ideology that's kind of superficial because going into a relationship, what she looks like is just only a part of the equation. But the average guy is just looking for somebody that they can like somebody real and shoot. Look, even take the fat girls. Like I mean, like they're looking for real love. Men are, and then I think that the women have began a competition amongst themselves because they are very much more competitive than we are, and they've made a competition against each other to try to,
And
I guess.
honestly, I think that's the real thing. It's the women are competing with each other, and the men aren't even in the equation. Like they're trying to look good. It's weird. Like it's not that they're gay, but they're just trying to look good to outshine the other females or whatever.
Yeah,
It's
I cannot stand those thick ass eyelashes that, like,
yeah,
I
me
mean,
neither. I hate them so
that's
much. I
gets
want to rub them
on
They
off
look
like.
their face.
they look like the number 4 gauge on my razor.
Yeah, I want to. It's like it's something is on your face. I need to wipe that
but
away. Like I need to get that
but it
off of
does
me. Like
say, bro, it doesn't. A lot of
See,
times it
the girl
doesn't
who's doing the
matter
interview has
what
those
we
big ass
I'm
eyelashes
I'm
on.
I'm
look.
I'm
It
waiting for it to start climbing off of her face or make a web or something.
I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
it'd
it's
be look.
something
It'd be
there
looking
that
like a
shouldn't
spider.
be. Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it looked
spider
like
on
a
your face. Let me get
tarantula or
that.
something.
Let me get that off of there for you. Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
so I think that the big part of it is the females kind of competing with each other.
You being
But
nice. The
it's
kind of competing. No, that's exactly what it is, bro. Because if you like, I mean, when you really ask the questions, like, because that was a simple, or what you think men like. Okay, they saying that, but it's really is a lot of time like it's really deeper than that because they have forced themselves to believe that it's the guys that is making them do this because there's some guys that's got money. It's like, oh yeah, girl. Oh, that's what you want. You want the big boot. You want to get to live. All right, come on. They'll do it for you because that's what they felt like. That's what's gonna make you happy. But they was gonna smack it, rub it, and, lick it, and do everything to it. With no, like with a ironing board there.
yeah. And so, but then you have the another dimension of this related to the unrealistic expectations that a lot of the females have now. I think a big part of it is the internet, but they want the guy to be 6'2" or taller. He needs to make six figures.
No,
It needs to
those
be
little reels, those reels have been flipped in with every. It doesn't matter, right, left, middle. All 3 of my search accounts all come up with those videos right now.
yeah. So the guy
That's something trending in
Well,
the
the
thing.
guy
some of
he has
those.
to be gangster but polite. You know what I
Here,
mean?
Oh
here,
yes, yeah. Oh my
here's
God,
the
yeah,
first thing I thought. Here was the first
yes.
thing I was thinking when these guys are all, or when they're talking about, when we started talking about, all the hotted up surgery and everything, and that does make guys look and stuff. And I was just thinking, but nowadays you got to worry about it because that really hot Sofia Viraga looking chick you're looking going down the mall, looking all good, she might just turn around when you say hi and go, "Hey, what's up?"
Exactly. So that's I was
Oh
about to
God,
go
yeah.
into that because I saw a post where the female said that these guys who like the girls with all of the body modifications are into transgenders, and I was like, you know what? I think they got a fucking point because
Y-
the only
yeah.
girls that are have that's like perfect like that are dudes. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
I mean, and
something
that,
to that,
but I'm gonna tell you, that's one of the reasons why I am somewhat scary of that. But I mean, like I said, I mean, there's women that okay, they just was blessed in certain ways, but in most cases, like they have flaws, and
right?
that's to me like that's
That's
the
what you fall in
beauty.
love with, really.
That's the beauty of the
Dude,
person
It's
is
the
their
pimple. I
flaws.
mean, it's the mole in the weird spot. It's the eyes a little bit offset. It's the like one
Yeah.
boob sits up
Anything too
higher than the
perfect,
other. It'd be
Yeah,
the
anything
weirdest
that's just
thing
in the
that,
right place, if everything's in the right place or whatever, like I'm afraid. I'm already
yeah,
scared, and
I
I
do.
don't want nothing to do because I mean, like first of
I
all,
need
like
some
I prefer.
imperfections for me
Yeah,
to
I
feel
prefer
comfortable.
natural because, like, I mean, hey, maybe I'm over Christianizing myself and, Islamicizing myself, but I the I prefer natural things that God created.
And that's what I say. I say God created you perfect already. You came out the womb perfect. God don't make mistakes. And it's disrespectful to God. And my religious side makes me feel like it's disrespectful to God to go in and make all of these modifications. Like God didn't do a good enough job. You think you can do better than God did?
But no. Well, I think that they do. I mean, a lot of these doctors do feel that they can, make it better than what God did. Okay, God, you got them here, you did this, that, and the other, but you know what? I'm gonna make them perfect.
Yeah.
And I do. I just have I have certain things against that whole
Yeah,
ideology
I
of it.
really got a problem with that. And then it's the vanity part too, because it's like seven deadly sins, right? It comes to
Yeah,
mind, vanity is one of them. And so it's an ugly part of you that you're trying to cover up the inside. And you can never cover that up. So these people with these perfect ass bodies or whatever are gonna be, ugly on the inside, because
and
they let vanity take control of their soul.
uh-huh. And I, you know
And
what?
then
I
they're
know.
superficial, and all they care about is that skin deep. That's why so many people are fake and they lie, and they don't want you to get to know them or whatever. A lot of these people have really short
And
relationships because once you get
because
to
they're
know
hiding
them,
behind,
yeah, they don't want you to really know the real person that they are. They're afraid of you knowing who they really are.
or they want to date somebody that's somewhat as immature with themselves, or that is willing to be like,
Yeah,
if they, because I mean a guy that's superficial to that extent, like, I mean, they don't give a shit about her like that, like to
right.
the
She could be
to the
interchanged, with the next cute chick. And that's what I was going to say about the unrealistic things that the women want out of men. So then, if they feel like they have this perfect body, then they can go get that guy who's 7'2", 6 figures, a gangster, but
Well,
sensitive and
I meet
romantic.
I
And
meet a lot of that, and I've turned down some, because like I'm on the heavy side. I might not be at my sexiest or whatever, but that six figure thing, like, I done tripled that already. Like I done hit that over a couple of times, and 6 foot and almost 3 inches. I mean, okay, but I mean, to me, like, the money don't matter. All the other stuff don't matter, because I mean, like, I give it away. I don't care. Like, I mean, my thing is mostly to make a lot of money so that the people who don't, that can't, or let's just say has not been afforded those types of skills for that I care about, I'm gonna supplement for. You know what I'm saying? So it's not, I'm not greedy for me to just put it all in a place and, oh, look what I got. Look at how much. It's like, I'm 50 million strong. I'm blah, no, it ain't really about that. It's more so for people who,
and,
I know I have a certain skill, and I've always had the skill. I never, I've had money. I
and
lost money. I got it again. I
and those
just
people that talk about money, like they don't have nothing else to say beyond that. Like you can't have a conversation with these people. All they want to know is, oh, how much did that car cost, or how much square footage you have, or you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I have this watch, and I have this and I have that, and I go here and I went there. I go on vacation every 6 months or every 3 months or whatever. Like that's the whole conversation is that, like, there's nothing more than that. And I feel like a lot of these people live really empty lives. Like they might have a full ass bank account, but they are really
They got an
empty.
empty. They're empty inside. Yeah, I totally agree.
Let's read some comments. It says females don't care. They be competing with each other. and their own self-esteem.
Dun
Boom.
dun dun.
Another one that says this goes to show women do not know what a man wants. Another
Nor
comment.
do they care usually.
Don't know and don't care. It's like you want what I tell you you want.
Well, they don't know because they don't care.
Another one that
How
says, so
about that?
women really don't know what men like. How shocking. Another one that says, shit naturally sad. LMAO. Another one that says, it's them same guys following and cheating on their girl with some that has a BBL. Mm,
Well, but you know what? I maybe can relate to that to some extent because maybe I would want to try it out, but that's not gonna be my determining factors on me loving somebody, really caring about them. And I mean, but I'm bold enough to tell the woman that I'm with that, hey, I do want to experience, try, see what it feels like. But
yeah.
you know,
And that
I
cheating stuff, like he's still gonna come home to that girl and be with that girl. Not, I'm
yeah.
not condoning cheating, you guys. So
I,
don't get me
well,
wrong, but
I do. I condone honest, and it's not cheat. Well, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not cheating if she knows.
yeah.
Y-
So
Yeah,
that's another part, though. I think that these what do you call it? The relationship where you stay with somebody, the same person your whole life. I don't think that that's necessarily natural for us as humans. I think we're more like rabbits, and we, we multiple
well,
partners is a natural theme for us.
well,
This
sexual partners at the least.
the
I would
this
say,
this
but I mean,
monogamy. That's what I was thinking of. The
well,
monogamous relationships are
yes,
not really
well,
natural for us. I don't think.
yeah. Now, I do agree with it from that standpoint because my thing is that, I mean, both men and women do have to be responsible to an extent because, like, all right, let's say, me and my girl, we, what I'm saying, we've been together for 15 years, damn near 20 years. And, split, but we realize we have a bond, a connection between each other, on different parts of our lives that, okay, if, not to, together on a sexual thing right now. I mean, okay, look, go do your thing. I'm gonna do my thing, but hey, look, I need such and such and such and such. You responsible for that, and I need you to do that. And all right, what do they need from me or whatever? And we have a partnership to some extent, but too many people's egos get in the way of actually having a true relationship with somebody where you can be honest because you feel like the makeup of our society is what you have to follow instead of your own heart.
Exactly. We've been brainwashed and programmed to think a certain way. And like you say, the envy, the jealousy, the selfishness gets in the way, and the lies I think is what hurts when it comes to the cheating part. I don't think that it's the act that hurts as bad as the lies, the
Yeah.
lying about it, the covering it up is what hurts. So
Well,
if you can have an open and honest communication with each
the
other,
destruction of trust.
the
yeah.
destruction of trust, that's the problem. And also, the economics with this, because you have a lot of guys, I've known guys who they're paying multiple households bills, like all the bills in these multiple households, because he's got the side chick and the number two and the number three, and you know what I'm saying, and the
and
wifey,
then he's not
and
honest with any of them.
well, the side chicks are most of the times they know. It'll be the wifey that don't really know a lot of times, but but see, this is the problem with this is the economics, because if we was able to communicate with each other and be honest with each other, then what's the point of me paying bills at multiple households? We could be building wealth
Well,
together, building a freaking community to support the children. They can have multiple parents, if you will, multiple people involved in making sure that the kids are good and taking care of the household. We can all work together on this shit and build and grow. And instead, we're kept poor or whatever because we're worried about like I say, the brainwashing related to we're supposed to do it this way and that's the way it's supposed to be. And here in the United States, it's illegal for you to have multiple wives or whatever. And so like, but I don't see a problem with polygamy. I really don't. If everybody's involved is okay with this, I think it's a good thing. It's good for the children. It's good for economics. And the guys, like I say, it's not natural to just have sex with one person your whole ass life. And so instead of going at it in an honest way and doing like a polygamy type of thing, then now we got to do the lies and the cheating and the paying in multiple households or whatever. If y'all follow
Well,
me.
I'm gonna say it like this because polygamy is not uh, unlawful in this country. Now, you want to start making agreements between yourself and the state, law, because I mean, you signing a marriage certificate with and bringing the state into it. That's you're allowing a certain level of say from an outsider. But if you and the people that you deal with having a certain type of agreement, like there's nothing that you can really, because polygamy, that's something where you marrying multiple people, which I guess I mean, you could do it, but like I said, you might get caught and based on the state's laws and whatever. So I mean, I guess it really depends on your perspective on it, because it's actually legal to do. It's just that when you bring in these different documents and can prove that this is something that you're doing or this, that, and or whatever, then that's where it becomes a problem in
Yeah,
the
I don't
U.S.
know why we have to get the state involved in our
We
business,
don't.
anyways,
You
when
don't.
it comes to that kind of thing. And the other part of it is that these same people who are steadfasted against polygamy be the same people who have multiple partners and lying to each other, and that they're
Well,
actually doing polygamy anyways. And but they are steadfastly against it, like it's against their religion, like
no,
it's
no,
against God, like it's
they only say
evil.
that because it's politically correct. That's because they don't believe it. They just say it because that's what's politically correct, and they don't want to be the one shunned. And I'm the one that's gonna be like, what are you talking? Like, I mean, like this is the way things real. Like this is real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't pretend. Like, I mean, there's people who like they know that their nature tells them something different, but they go totally against it because they want to fit in with the in crowd or whatever. But this is the same argument that I have about same-sex marriages. Like, y'all don't need to go and beg nobody to allow you to do something that was already God given. You having a relationship with somebody, regardless of your sex or whatever, you make an agreement with that person. If you want them to be able to handle certain things within your life, you have you have the right to give this power of attorney to this this other person.
Well,
So
and I completely agree with you, but I have to argue the other side related to, like, getting insurance and stuff like that. And if people were honest with each other and didn't screw over each other, then you wouldn't need the state to be involved either, because the real reason why marriage is to protect the woman, because the guy leaves her with nothing or whatever. If you got the marriage
but
situation, then he has
but
to
nobody owes
take
anybody
take care of
anything.
her.
But that's the whole thing. Like, some people go in because see, if that part doesn't exist to where somebody can find protections for themselves to be able to get monetary benefit in a relationship, you're gonna find more relationships that either like they're just not gonna do it because they're not feeling that person that way, or that they're gonna be more genuine because that money factor doesn't matter.
Well,
So
it
like,
does. It does matter because you have to live. Like, the reason
but
why I don't agree with these expensive ass rings and stuff like that for, like, the woman is like, oh, you got to get a 8 carat
So
whatever to marry me or whatever. But there's a reason why that happened and how that came about traditionally was because the women wouldn't own anything, they wouldn't have anything, so they would have
but
that to if the relationship didn't work out, and they would have something once the relationship ends, something to
well,
have some monetary value to it to help
well
them
that's
live, because
well
what
that's
they're
that's
gonna leave them, they're gonna be homeless now, like they don't have
no
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 home, they don't
well
have no job, they poor and hungry and ask the fuck out, you know what I'm
but
saying? They need something to
But
protect themselves
listen,
from that.
but you're saying that based under the societal practices, things that we've been practicing for the last couple of generations. But see, the thing is that okay, if you're a part of a community, in a lot of cases, you know, the people around you are looking out for you, this, that, and the other. You have children, like let's just say the guy, y'all, if because in most cases they didn't get divorced in the times that you're talking about. They stuck together, and so people feel like, these women were just bound to be here because even out in with without wanting to be there, which I don't necessarily believe. But even though these women didn't work, they didn't have per se the money to afford such and such because of the respect of that relationship, because in most cases those guys were out doing all kind of other things out on the street, but they always kept that main home taken care of because that's where they made that commitment and to her and God, you
Yeah,
know
so that's the agreement though. So like, the
but
woman she could do something else, but she decided
it
to
got
be with
perverted, but
you
it was
and take care of
perverted
the
with this other
house
stuff.
and
Look,
be, so but then she can't work or whatever. She's not making the money because she's made this
that's not
commitment
true,
to
she
be
can
a
work.
wife for
That's
you.
not true, she
I'm talking
can
about
work.
traditionally, how we got here,
Well,
the
but she
reason
could
why
work.
it's set up.
She's never not been able to
No, it was a
where she
deal. Like, no, you taking care of the house, you taking care of the kids, and that's what you're doing as a wife. And I'm gonna go and make the money or whatever. And
okay.
we've made this agreement, and this is how things are gonna work. But then the
But that's
guy
why
decides to
in most
leave,
cases that those
then
guys never
the woman's
left.
left asked, she's left asked out in that situation. If he
But
decides to
that's why
just leave, he finds a
but
younger chick or whatever.
I hear you, but that's one of the reasons why that guy never left, because he kept his responsible he kept his
But
word with that woman and the person that he made that
but
covenant with.
But that's not true. That's the whole reason why. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't true. Every guy didn't stay with the women or whatever. Like that is not what happened, bro. Like no.
It was more common that they did. Now you want to talk about the,
It,
the the cases when the one said, "Oh, I'm going to get a pack of cigarettes," and never show back up at home again. That's not the common thing, bro.
yeah, but it did happen. And so
Yeah,
then that woman,
I didn't say it didn't
I
happen,
know,
but it.
but so when it does happen, and then the woman is left asked out, that's the reason. That's what I'm
Why
saying.
how we always argue about the things that's like the small percentage. Like we're not talking about the majority, like where like for those
Yeah, but
few
the
things,
the
those few
point is
cases.
because it's a point for it. It is a few cases, but it's enough to leave a substantial amount of women asked out. That's why they had the whole thing with the widow, and like in a lot of cultures, it's the uncle or the brother or whatever. He was supposed to take care of the wife if something happened or whatever. You know what I mean? Because they needed to have a succession to make sure that the woman was good, or otherwise she'll be asked out. Like that's a real thing. So that's it happened. It still happens. Let's read some comments. I'm gonna move on. It says a natural in-shape body will always be better than a BBL. I agree with that. It says they all admitted they want BBLs. That's not what they said, but if you think about it,
Th-
underline, if each woman said that they think that men prefer BBLs, then I guess they're all saying they want to get BBLs. Then that would be the subconscious conclusion. Another comment, it says So in other words, they're not smart as they think they are. Couple more. It says it's like natural with them waves and tiger stripes. He says I like natural with them waves and tiger stripes. I agree. Another one that says, how could you possibly think a brother prefers BBLs over? Come on now.
Celebrated my birthday, and the only America that I knew until Donald Trump